What's cracking, everybody? Today I got with me one of the most highly anticipated and highly marketed skate shoes I feel like in a very long time, the Andrew Reynolds New Balance 933. This shoe dropped about a week ago now. I think it dropped like last Friday. I bought it pretty much right away. Now this shoe comes in at $130, but with all the technology and Reynolds himself actually being like super hands-on with a company like New Balance who can do pretty much whatever they want with a shoe, I feel like that might be worth the price tag. What I want to do today is basically, I spent $130 on this shoe, and if you guys didn't or you're thinking about getting this shoe, I want to let you know how it is, how it feels, and then while doing that, I want to just point out things I like about it, things I don't like about it, all while doing Reynolds-ish style tricks. That's kind of the goal today for this. If I'm ever doing a video about a shoe that is like a pro shoe, I want to do the tricks that those people are known for. I feel like that's just a cool idea. For $130 skate shoe, it's pretty steep. I did watch a bunch of videos and kind of read a little bit about the shoe and how much technology went into it and how much time they spent on it, creating that runner shoe that they've always had and kind of putting it into a skate shoe. Pretty much where Reynolds came in. He wanted to design a skatable runner, but not necessarily a runner, but a more comfortable skate shoe. It's really all he wanted to do was like, how can I skate for longer being at the age that he's at? He wants a really comfortable shoe, and that makes complete sense. I think that's what everyone wants, to be honest. So I'm super stoked to try this shoe out. I like the way that the shoe looks. I feel like it looks a little thick here, but I think that's more visual than anything because this piece actually isn't where your foot is. You know, your foot sits way further down in the shoe than this looks like. For me, I think it has a good shape to the toe. It's something I would definitely like to skate in. And then the way the panels all line up here, I think it's classic New Balance look to it, but also it looks good visually, in my opinion. The only things I don't like about it visually is this runner's toe. I've never been a big fan of the runner's toe. I feel like it's just another place to rip on the shoe super easily, to be honest. I feel like it's constantly pulled on with your kick flips, and it's just prone to rip easier in that area. So I'm not the biggest fan of the runner toe. I get why they did it though. It's New Balance and it's based off a runner. So all good there. Hopefully it just is glued down or whatever, or made properly to last through a bunch of kick flips. And I mean, if Reynolds tested this thing, I'm sure it's fine. But other than that, it's not too thick inside. The sidewalls here are just kind of the perfect amount of padding in my opinion. Same with the tongue. It's not super puffy, but it's not nothing. It has a little bit of support there. Then it's a mix of suede and leather. Leather here, but suede where you're flicking off of. The other thing is just how ramped it looks. I don't think it actually is that ramped. I think that again is just the visual look that it has, but inside I think your foot's gonna sit actually pretty flat in there, but we'll have to see how it feels once we get them on. As for the insole, I already took it out once. I don't really want to take it out again. It was a pain in the ass to get back into the shoe because it was kind of floppy, but the insole, it was pretty decent. It had good cushion to it, but it was really thin. But I think most of the support in this shoe is within the sole of the shoe anyway. Before I get into the park, I am gonna go over here, ski some flat ground. I have a brand new board on today, and I'm gonna have brand new shoes on today. So the warm-up might be a little rough. But once we get into the park, I wanna do some Reynolds style tricks and give you guys a breakdown on how these things are feeling throughout the whole session. I did lace them up, but I didn't lace them up to my actual foot yet. So I gotta see how they actually fit on my foot. They actually fit pretty good. They got enough tongue to, you know, your pants can go behind it. That's big for me. All right, let's go skate some flat. Off the rip, just skating over here and then setting up the camera, the first things I notice about this shoe is they are so comfortable. I mean, that's like 2 seconds of having them on, so take that for what it's worth and we'll see how it goes. They feel crazy. Super cushiony, I guess, super squishy. The only thing that freaks me out about that is I don't know if it's gonna be good for skating. I remember skating the Sesla back in the day, the S Sesla when that came out, and it had like a foamish kind of sole that was kind of squishy and easily compressed. I feel like it just feels weird on your board, like it feels like your board feel is just a little off. I don't know, but we'll see how it goes. So far though, like I would rock this shoe as a chiller. It is comfortable as hell, but I haven't done any tricks yet, so let's see how it goes. Also, let me know what you guys think of this shoe visually. You think it looks good? You think it looks too thick, too fat, too weird? Curious to hear your opinions. If you bought them, how you've been liking them, let me know. All right, first kickflip of the day. We remember what happened when I did the first kickflip in the D-Lows? See if that happens here again. First kickflip, brand new board, brand new shoes. That was all right. 2 for 2. That was a weird one. Bound to miss one of them, I guess, right? Whoa, that one had a lot of grip for some reason. All right, now we gotta run the switch heel test, because you know, if I don't like how a switch heel feels in a specific shoe, probably not skating that shoe. Felt all right. Front side flip test. I'm nervous. I feel like I'm not allowed to miss a front side flip in his shoe. That'd be terrible. At least on flat. There we go. I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie. More initial thoughts. Very comfortable shoe, very comfortable. Does feel a little squishy on the board, but I feel like it just might take some getting used to. I'm coming from pretty thin shoes that I've been skating, like the Asics, the Taishans are pretty thin, and the Delos are pretty thin. This shoe is definitely thicker than those shoes were, so I gotta expect to feel some difference in board feel. With how comfortable this shoe is off the rip, like, I mean, man, it's kind of, it's like mind-blowing. Way more comfortable than any of those shoes I just listed off. It's just a matter of how well it lasts now and how well it actually just skates in general. Also, while we're heading into the park, I just want to let you guys know my pants are back in stock. They're on the website right now, so the link is in the description. Limited quantity, so get there while you can if you want to grab a pair. And thank you guys for the continued support. I truly appreciate that shit. If you pick up anything off the website, thank you very much, and let's get into it. Unfortunately, my audio cut out, but one of my favorite ledge tricks that Reynolds ever did was the backside tailside heel flip out to fakie. I think it was in Stay Gold. I just feel like he did it so well, and that always stood out to me. So right here, I want to try and get a back tail heel flip out, which is one I can do, but I definitely don't do too often. One of the first things I noticed while trying this is that when I ollie into the backside tailside and I try and shimmy my foot across the grip tape into heel flip position, I can't tell if my foot is going to be in the right spot, and I think that's just because the shoe is thick. Yeah, it definitely is going to take some getting used to. It wasn't as boosted out as I thought I was going to do it. Because Reynolds did that shit proper. That was the best one for sure. That one definitely felt like I went up and did the full 180. Hell yeah. So first thing I noticed just when skating the ledge, that like compression I was talking about with the smushiness of the foam, I think I know how to explain it a little bit better now, or at least I'll try. Basically, when you have a normal shoe on without that foam, and you're fully compressed and you're ready to pop, all your weight is down. And then when you want to like just swivel your foot, like to set up for like a back tail kick flip out or something, you just want to swivel your foot a little bit, all you have to do is lift up a hair and you get that swivel. With something with foam like this that compresses, you think that you're lifting up and going to be able to swivel, but really you're just uncompressing, and there's still way more shoe on the board than you think there is, if that makes sense to anybody. You might lift your foot up a couple millimeters to get that swivel, but really the cushion is still there, it's just expanding. So you actually have to lift your foot up like more than you would think to get the same swivel as wearing a normal soled shoe. And I think that's what I notice about this when skating ledges and when I'm trying to like just set my feet up for certain tricks. And I'm sure that's something you can get used to, because it was the same way with the S Cesslas back in the day, and I did get used to that shoe, and I skated that like consistently for a couple pairs in a row. I think that's a better way to explain what I mean. But now I want to get a frontside flip, and I think I got a spot similar to the one that he just frontside flipped in that New Balance video for his shoe, like off the bank over the fence. But this is obviously a skate park, but I'm gonna do it off the bank over the down hub, somewhat similar to what he just did. I'm gonna try to get this shit first tee. Fuck, man. I always forget it slants in here, so I gotta go actually more of an angle so I actually clear the whole thing. Definitely jump down some shit in these shoes, I think. Not that I'll really jump down anything too big, but if I want to, they feel good. Kind of landed weird again, a little like skirty. That was the one, that one felt nice. I was feeling something weird going on in the shoe, and I don't know if it's my sock, but I don't think it is my sock. I think it's, so I don't know if you can see this, it's probably really freaking hard to see. Inside here, right there, oh wait, where'd it go? There's like a piece of, it's on my finger, I don't know if you can see that. It's like a piece of this cupping around the insole that I guess kind of started coming off, but I felt it underneath my foot. I felt like it was like my sock bunching up. So I don't know if that's gonna get worse as you're like skating the shoe or not, or if that was just like a one-off extra little piece of something in there. But other than that, actually jumping over that thing felt really cushiony in these shoes. Felt good. I think I do still have to get used to how thick they are though. They are a thicker feeling shoe. So now I want to skate the stairs a little bit, get even better feel for like the impact stuff. I think I'm gonna do a varial heel because he varial heeled the 16 and it was just epic as shit. And I feel like he's got one of the best varial heels ever. And again, it's a trick that I can do, but I don't do it that often, kind of like all of these are. So we'll try to varial heel the stairs, see how it goes. It's a little bit windy, but the wind is at least going towards the stair set, so I should be all right, I think. Felt all right. Definitely full on just bail try just to get it out the way. Again, with like the thickness of the shoe, I just sometimes not sure if I'm in the right foot setup or not. It's just getting used to that sole. I wanted to stick that one. I had it in my head to stick that one, but in the air, probably shouldn't have stuck that one. It flipped so damn slow. Well, now that we got a few of my favorites from Reynolds out of the way, I want to do a few of my favorites down the stairs. Since I'm already skating the stairs, and since I got these shoes on, I feel like they are really good for skating down stuff. This is one of the most comfortable pairs of shoes that I put on in a long time. So I'm going to get a couple of my favorites down the stairs, and then I'll end the video giving you guys my final thoughts on the shoes and kind of showing you how they held up. Let's get it. So let's get a closer look at how this shoe held up throughout the day. I mean, I only skated flat ground about as much as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, and then I kind of just did the tricks that I showed in this video. I didn't really skate much else more than that. As you can see, it's still holding up pretty good there. Back tail heel flips out, I guess, was all this scenario up here. As far as the sole goes, it's here. Nothing ever came of that insole too. The insole seems to be holding up just fine. There's just like a little piece that broke off for some reason. I don't really know. My overall thoughts, man, is this is a very comfortable shoe. There is a few things that I have to get used to about it, which is how thick it does feel. A lot of times I'm rolling up and I'm not sure if my foot is in the right setup or not. Also with the wiggle and like back tail kick flips and stuff like that, feels a little funky because of the squishiness you get within the sole, but that is again what makes it so comfortable. So it's kind of a give and take with that scenario. I'm going to continue skating it because obviously one day, you know, you're not going to get the full effect of how long the shoe lasts. I'm going to keep you guys updated in further videos of how the shoe's holding up. I feel like it's a very well built shoe. It's really sturdy. It's got a lot of layers, a lot of paneling going on, which I think can help with the structure of the shoe. Overall, I think it's really good shoe. I like the way it looks personally. It's $130, and I feel like I can't really say if it's worth it yet at this point. I need to make sure the shoe lasts a long time before I could say $130 is really worth it. But I think for the cushioning in the sole, and if that's what you really want is a super comfortable shoe, I would definitely try this shoe out, man. I look forward to skating it more, getting a better feel for the shoe, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, yo.